Hi everyone, I hope you are safe and sound at homes and doing your studies. Okay, dear students, already we have learned how to write a composition. So, to know more about it, today we'll be learning subject matter and its organization. So, what it is. To write a good composition, what do we need? To write a good composition, we need subject matter and its organization. So let me tell you the three basic needs to write an effective or a good composition. So the first one is having good ideas. Second one is organizing them logically. And the third one is expressing them effectively. Okay, so these three are the basic elements of a good or a effective composition. So whenever we are reading the questions, we may be having different topics on which we are asked to write. But once if we choose a topic, we need to think what are we going to write it down. As soon as we choose the topic, something or the other, it will be flashing or it will be coming to our mind. The ideas, the instances, the circumstances, the situations. So all will be coming at a times at once we choose the topic. For example, let's see. The topic is by the river. So as soon as we get this topic, what would come to our mind, or what are the ideas, or what are the elements, or what are the situations that will be coming to our mind? So by the river, as soon as we take this topic or we see the topic, what should come to our mind at instance or at a sudden? Surroundings of the river, the color of the water, people walking, children playing, trees, reeds, ducks, fishermen, figures reflected in the water, changing colors of the water, sounds made by the water, birds, and so on. The ripples and waves as boats pass, houseboats moor, children swimming, people taking bath beside the river, a bird gliding, traffic on the bridge, washermen on the banks. All these ideas or instances will be coming to our mind as soon as we get the topic. So these ideas, they come haphazardly, but we need to make it a good composition. So to make it a good composition, what do we need to do? We need to have good ideas. We need to organize them logically and express them effectively. Already we have seen that ideas come haphazardly or suddenly at the topic. So now, if ideas are slow to flow, we need to use techniques. So we'll see use of techniques, how to write a good composition. So first one we'll be seeing where, when, why, how, what, who plan. So this will be flowing from top to bottom. So to write a good composition, these are the some plan we need to make it. Okay, already we have seen the first plan. So we need to ask a series of questions about the topic to see if anything suggests itself. First, the question we need to ask: where, when, why, how, who. Then only we'll be able to get the writing of the good composition, or we could gather good points to write a composition. So already have seen the topic by the river. So now by putting each these questions, let's see. Now if you are asking the questions where, by the river where, so what are the questions that will be following? Where did the river flow? A river flowing through a busy town draw a peaceful contrast to the bustles of the traffic and town life around it. This point could be emphasized in the composition. So through which way the river is flowing, if you are asking, and surroundings the rivers or beside the rivers, what are the activities that is going on, if you are writing, then a good composition may come. The next question we may ask to get the good points to write it down. So when, so are you going to describe a particular time by the river, or are you going to follow the changes from morning to evening? What do we need to do when we are writing by the river, the topic? Are we going to write down about a particular time, or from morning to evening? What are the activities that is going that is taking place by the river? We have to describe it. So you need to choose either or. If you answer these questions, it will be a helpful for you to write a good composition. That means the ideas will be sharper and you can focus to write it. The next question we can ask, why? Why are various characters like children, washermen, strollers, houseboats owners there? So in the river, what are the activities that is taking place, or why the characters are being presented, or why you need to present it? That you have to think and then put it in your composition, so that it may be a good and effective composition. Then next question we can ask, how? How do the people behave? How are they dressed? How are the birds moving? So all this also will be fitting when we are writing a good composition. So ask the questions, okay, these questions, and answer these questions. When you answer these questions, you'll get the ideas and you may be able to write it down a good composition. The next question you can ask, who or what? Who would be found by the river? What kind of activities going on there? So beside the rivers, what are the activities that is going on, or who all are found by the river? So you need to express them, you need to answer these questions, and your composition will be a good composition. Students, here is the second technique that we can use for writing a good composition. The technique is knowledge categories plan. So here we can gather informations or knowledge of different categories like historical, political, religious, personal, social, physical, economic, psychological. So these process will be helpful with argumentative topics. Let's take an example of the topic and then we'll discuss it more about. What are your views on smoking? Again, what are your views on smoking? So the following schemes or the following procedures or the following process may be helpful to write you about this topic. First, you need to write down the introduction or introductory part. So there you can write down relevance of the problem. Then next, the thing that you can write down, links with lungs cancer or heart disease. medical opinion says smoking is injurious to health. Then you can move to the next topic, that is of psychological reasons. Here, desires to act, coping adults, parents with smoke, to be acceptance by others, cowardly, not giving up. So these are the things you can mention it when you are writing about the topic. What are your views on smoking? The next one you can go at local regions. In local regions, what are the points you can mention that we are going to see? At school, at home, cinemas or youth club, out friends, show how the need to smoke grows. Okay, so these are the local regions you can mention it. The next one we can go it, of the fourth one, that is commercial regions. Hoardings and magazines, sports sponsorship for cricket, racing, and so on. Cigarette firms encourage smoking. So these are the commercial reasons that you can mention it. Then the next point that we can mention it, or the next point we can write it about, personal reasons. What are the personal reasons that we are finding it out? So how important is it? Freedom of the individual. Is it right for smoking to be banned? More taxes on other things if smoking stops. So these are the points you can mention it of your personal reasons. Okay. The next one you can mention it of the health reasons or health issues. Here, cancer, shortness of breath, heart diseases, secondary effects. Okay, these points you can mention it when you are writing about the topic. What are your views on smoking? Then the last one is conclusion. So introduction, psychological regions, local regions, commercial regions, personal regions, health regions, and the last part is of the conclusion. So whatever you have written from the beginning till now, you need to conclude it. So here the conclusion point, what you are going to write it down. Let's say balance freedom of individual against some constructive suggestions for helping smokers to give it up. So you can express your own views. Okay, is it good or bad, and you suggest how to eradicate or how to avoid smoking. So in this way you can present a good composition in an effective way, in a properly, for your evaluation or for your good to get the marks. Okay, so here we can use another techniques to collect ideas. Okay, particularly for a descriptive essay or a descriptive compositions, where we can use our senses like sight, sound, touch. Okay, so these senses we can use it for developing to write a good composition. So let's take a topic, and on that we can apply these sight, sound, touch plan to write a composition or to collect a number of ideas. Okay, so visit to a countryside. So the topic is visit to a countryside. So here we can apply our sight, our hearing, our touch, our smell and taste sensations to collect informations or ideas. So first one is sight. What are the visual or the scenarios that we come across when we visit a countryside. So here are the points we can mention it: forest, trees, animals, herds, houses, farmlands, farmers working, people, appearance, clothing, habits, and so on. We can mention it when, or we can get the information. The next one is of hearing. So what do we hear when we are going to this place? So first will be, okay, different sounds that we may hear. So first one, sound of wind blowing, chirping of birds, animals sound, women yelling, children crying, brook flowing. So these are the hearing sounds we may get when we are visiting to a countryside. So this will be helping us to write good composition. The next one, we can go into touch, sensations or touch plan. Okay, so hard surface like rocks, trees we come across, of soft surface, fruits, leaves, flowers, of small things, sand, grains, seeds, etc. we can touch or we can feel it. Okay, the next one is of the smell. What the smell when we visit a countryside, or when we have visited a countryside, we have got it, so we can collect it to get. Okay, smell of flowers, of cooking, of grain, of dry fish, rotten grains, etc. so on. Okay, you can get the smell of it. And then now next one we can go, so the taste. Okay, when we visited a countryside, what the taste or what the things that we tasted. So there we can get it of the food, fruit, vegetables, dairy products, water, and so on. We have tasted it and we have got it. So here we can apply it, these, okay, web of, or this plan to write a good composition. So first we can write it down about sight, hearing, touch, smell, and taste. So all these will be helping us to write a descriptive essay or a descriptive composition, and it will be an effective composition. Okay, so dear students, these are the 3 techniques we can use for collecting ideas and organizing them in a proper way, that already we have learned about it.